Assalamu alaikum, 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan, the news read by Miriam Khan. First, the headlines. Prime Minister has sought suggestions from various ministries to bring down the prices of essential items. Foreign Minister says maximum steps have been taken to facilitate Sikh Yatris coming to Pakistan to attend Baba Guru Nanak's birth anniversary. Asian Development Bank has acknowledged the structural reform undertaken by the governments for the economic stabilization. Defense Minister says the present democratic government wants to resolve issues with the opposition through talks. Amnesty International has demanded lifting of the communications blackout in Indian-occupied Kashmir and the immediate release of all Kashmiri detainees. A lockdown in India-occupied Kashmir has caused a loss of millions of dollars to Apple trade. Another news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan, while talking to strict notice of rising inflation, has directed to take steps to bring down the price of flour. This was stated by the Special Assistant to Prime Minister on Information and Broadcasting while briefing media in Islamabad today on important meetings chaired by Prime Minister Imran Khan. She said the Prime Minister also expressed anger over the increase in price of sugar. The Prime Minister directed to take strict action against the profiteers and hooders. He also sought suggestions from various ministers to bring down the prices of essential items. Dr. Firdaus Ashik Awan said the price of flour increased in Sindh as the provincial government did not purchase wheat in time. She said the Prime Minister directed to release 100,000 tons of wheat immediately for Sindh. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi says Pakistan has taken maximum steps to facilitate Sikh Yatris who will arrive in Kartarpur to participate in celebration of birth anniversary of Baba Guru Nanak. Talking to media in Multan this afternoon, he said 15,000 Sikh Yatris will arrive in Pakistan to attend Baba Guru Nanak's birth anniversary. He said former Prime Minister of India Dr. Manmohan Singh has accepted Pakistan's invitation to attend the Kartarpur opening and birth anniversary celebration of Baba Guru Nanak. Foreign Minister said Prime Minister Imran Khan has the desire to resolve all outstanding issues between Saudi Arabia and Iran through negotiations. Qureshi said Pakistan believes in peaceful neighborhood. Asian Development Bank has acknowledged the structural reform undertaken by Pakistan for economic stabilization. Talking to advisor on finance Abdul Hafiz Sheikh in Washington, President ADB Takiko Nekau said that the bank is an important financial partner of Pakistan. The advisor on finance apprised the ADB president about the steps taken by the government to curtail the current account and capital account deficit effectively. The advisor also met with the president of World Bank's South Asian region and his team. The meeting reviewed the World Bank's portfolio in Pakistan and exchanged views on the further steps to strengthen cooperation between Pakistan and the bank. Vice President of International Finance Corporation Nina Stoilkovic during a meeting with Abdul Hafiz Sheikh expressed interest in the providing advisory services for structuring public-private partnership transactions. Defense Minister Pervez Khattak says the government believes in democratic values and wants to resolve issues with the opposition through talks. Addressing a news conference along with the other members of the government's negotiating team in Islamabad today, he said we have invited all the opposition parties to sit together to discuss their issues. He said if they do not want to talk, it means they have some hidden agenda. The defense minister said the government will not allow anyone to disrupt the law and order situation. He said action will be taken according to law and constitution against those who resort anarchy. Pervez Khattak said Pakistan is passing through a difficult phase and the situation in occupied Kashmir is critical. Holding a protest at the critical juncture in a tantamount to weakening the cause of Kashmir, he said the economic situation is improving due to difficult decision taken by the government, and Pakistan cannot afford anarchy at this time. Speaking on the occasion, Education Minister Shafkat Mahmood said it is not the ethical to use the innocent madrasas student for political objectives. The joint drill of Special Services Groups of Pakistan Navy and Indonesian Navy's Sea Thunder 4 has concluded. According to spokesperson of Pakistan Navy, the fourth annual maritime exercise continued for 7 days in the open sea. Ships of Pakistan Navy, Sea King helicopters, and Special Forces boats took part in the drill. The exercise was aimed at exchanging professional expertise, operational preparedness, and contact between the special operation forces. This is Radio Pakistan giving you the news. London-based human rights watchdog Amnesty International has demanded lifting of a communication blockade and immediate release of all Kashmiri detainees held by Indian authorities without charge or trial. In a report, the watchdog said it documented a clear pattern of arbitrary detention of activists, politicians, and even the children by the Indian authorities. It also recorded a pattern of Indian authorities using excessive forces and intimidation as detained persons are beaten and threatened. Amnesty International knows that it's the most cases families of detained persons are not informed of the grounds of arrest and their whereabouts, which constitute a serious violation of the detainees' rights to fair trial. British parliamentarians have expressed serious concern over the human rights abuses by Indian troops in occupied Kashmir. Addressing an international Kashmir conference in British Parliament, the lawmakers strongly condemned the draconian clampdown in occupied Kashmir and pushed for the right of self-determination of the Kashmiris. Labour Party's deputy leader Tom Watson affirmed the support to the Kashmiris, while MP Byrne dismissed the India stance that the matter was bilateral issue. Lockdown in Indian occupied Kashmir has caused a loss of millions of dollars to Apple trade. According to report by Kashmir Media Service, the worst hit region is southern Kashmir, where the dense apple orchards stretch through the hundreds of villages. The apple growers call it a silent war declared on their stomachs as their business is suffering its worst year. And in occupied Kashmir itself, normal life remained crippled on the 76th consecutive day today as Apple continued to suffer immensely due to strict military siege imposed by India. Restrictions and gag on the internet and mobile services continue in the Kashmir Valley and parts of Jammu region. The Indian authorities have tried to hoodwink the world community about prevailing situation in territory by announcing opening of educational institutions but failed in their designs as parents are reluctant to send their children to schools, colleges and universities fearing their safety. In Afghanistan, 10 Daesh militants were killed and their post destroyed in an operation by security forces in Achin district of Nangarhar province. The provincial government of Nangarhar says the operation will continue till the surrounding areas of the district are cleared of militants. Meanwhile, 2 militants were killed and 6 others arrested during the night raid in eastern Wardak province. US President Donald Trump has expressed the hope that the trade deal with China will be signed by next month. Talking to a newsman at the White House, he said the deal will get signed during his meeting with Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping in Chile. Meanwhile, China says it will work with the United States to address the mutual concerns on the basis of equality and respect. Addressing a conference in Nanjing, a Chinese Vice Premier Liu said an end to trade war between the two countries would be good for both sides and the world. In Russia, 22 people were killed in a 2 separate incident in the country. In one incident, 15 gold miners were killed when a dam collapsed, flooding an artisanal mining encampment in a remote part of Siberia today. In another incident, 7 people died when a fire broke out in the residential building of Yarsoval region today. And finally, the weather report. Mainly dry weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain, wind, thunderstorm is expected at isolated places in Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. Snowfall over the hill mountain is also expected in Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analysis, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.